Hi Internet! This is a response to Ariel Basset's video about 7 authors she wants to read. I'll leave a link to that video in the description below. So first I want to make a few comments about her choices. Firstly, I wasn't too surprised to see Elizabeth Gaskell on her list, because despite being my favourite author, she's not as popular as, for example, Jane Austen or the Bronte sisters. So I think Mary Barton is a good place to start, because Mary Barton was a precursor to North and South. Secondly, I'm really glad she wants to read the Sir Arthur Conan Doyle books, the Sherlock Holmes book, because I'm actually reading them myself at the moment. I'm only on the second one, The Sign of Four. So this is one of his full novels, but it's, as you can see, it's quite small and it's really easy and quick to read. And to answer a question, this is a list of 7 authors I feel guilty for not having read yet. First on the list is Edgar Allan Poe. I've heard so much about him and his poem The Raven, and yet I haven't read any of his books or stories yet. The second is Alexandre Dumas. I keep meaning to read The Three Musketeers, but because of the size of the book, I just keep putting it off. I also want to read his book, The Black Tulip, which is not part of the Musketeer series, but it seems like a very interesting concept about breeding tulips and well, actually no, that doesn't sound particularly interesting, but it's all about the politics behind the breeding tulips and stuff, and since I have plenty of tulips myself, thought that'd be interesting. Third on the list is H.G. Wells. I really want to read The Invisible Man, but at the moment I only have The Time Machine and War of the Worlds with me. My little brother read The War of the Worlds and told me it was rather anticlimactic, but I'll still give it a go. The fourth on the list is Agatha Christie. For a long time I wasn't really interested in reading detective novels, but now that I'm getting into Sherlock, I thought I'd give her a go. And also, I recently found out that there's one Indian movie that came out in 1965, but I really loved it as a child, especially the murder mystery aspect of it. It's actually based on Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None. So I'll probably start with that one. The fifth is Marissa Meyer. I'm a huge fan of fairy tale retellings, so I'm really looking forward to reading Cinder and Scarlet from her Lunar Chronicles. And I've heard so much about them as well. The next one is Dodie Smith. I've actually had this copy of I Captured the Castle for a very long time now, and I haven't got around to reading it, and I feel really guilty every time I see it. I was like, I'm going to read this next month, I'm going to read this week, but it just never happens. But I will. One day I will read this book. And the final author is Victor Hugo. Given the size of Les Miserables, I don't know if I will ever get around to reading that, but I've been wanting to read The Hunchback of Notre Dame for a long time, and I've got this really nice version of it. I bought it to help motivate me into reading this book, but yeah. One day I will read all these authors and I will no longer feel guilty about it. But it won't be today. I'd love to hear about the authors you feel guilty for not having read yet. So please let me know in the comments below. That rhymed unintentionally. take care and keep reading. Not today.